it's DelusionDispeller again, and I'm going to talk to you more about the 7 things that you could do, and that I did, apparently, to trigger the narcissist to punish you in some way. So, we are on number 5, I believe, and the one thing that they definitely hate is exposure, exposing them, telling people who this person really is and how you were actually treated behind closed doors. They hate that. In my case with Chris, I confronted her about how she was treating people. For instance, there was an incident with one of her daughters, who she told she could go trick-or-treating with her stepmom, and then when the daughter decided that she wanted to, because of Chris's beliefs, she had a fit and said, "What do you mean? Why would you even want to do that?" And the daughter said, "But Mommy, you said it was up to me." "I know, but I just can't imagine why you would want to do that." And it was just this constant gnawing guilt trip on the poor kid for making a decision that her mother told her she had the right to make. So it's like, yeah, you have the right to make a decision, but if I don't agree with it, then I'm going to raise holy Cain about it, which she did. So I confronted her and I said, "Hey, you just told her it was her choice if she goes trick-or-treating with her stepmom or not. And then when she chose to do that, you turned it around and basically made her feel terrible for making the decision to do it. So did you really give her a choice?" And yeah, she didn't like that very much at all. Basically, in so many words, kind of made me feel like I should butt out and not talk about it any further. So the subject changed real quick on that issue. Another thing was she had pined away about how her stepdaughter never came and visited her. And I said, well, just pray about it. The Lord has a way of bringing things around. And while I was there visiting, the stepdaughter came to visit. And as soon as the stepdaughter left, Christy came to me and said, "Did you see how she was dressed?" I'm like, "Well, what does that matter? She came to see you. That's all you wanted was to see you." "Yeah, but we didn't teach her how to dress like that. She would never dress like that if she was with me." And it was just this bitterness, this spirit of, almost like wanting to resent her and punish her for not doing everything the way that Chris had taught her to do when she lived with her. And it was just totally wrong that she had that attitude towards her. So yeah, she didn't like the fact that I confronted her and said, "You should be glad she just came to visit. Why do you care if she wore rags? She came to visit you. You said that if you could just have a moment with her, that, you would treasure that so much. But then when she was here, all you could do was notice her clothes and criticize her." So yeah, that didn't go over well. She didn't like that at all. The next thing, drawing attention to the narcissist. There was a lady at her church when I went to visit who Chris had told me that we don't associate with her, and they just are like, lower level type of people. They don't have money, and they just come for the food and that kind of thing. And because when I went there and her mother, Chris's mother, asked me to preach, and I did, and then that lady came up to me afterward and said, "Oh, can I exchange emails with you or whatever? You were so good, and I want to talk to you more about this," and whatever. And I was kind to the woman. I was taken aside and told, "Why are you talking to this person? You know we don't associate with them. How dare you do that to us? We told you what we thought of her. Why would you even talk to her?" And I'm like, "Because I'm a nice person, and I didn't see anything wrong with it." So yeah, if there's somebody they deem unworthy and you associate with them, they don't like that. Anything that you do that makes people see them in a certain light they don't want to be seen in, they will get furious with you. Let's see. They also don't like when you show weakness. It makes you look like a wimp. I went on a walk with her children and couldn't walk all the way and was out of breath, and I was put down for that. I was told I needed to go on a diet, and I was only to eat what her husband ate while I was there till I lost the weight. And so yeah, played on my weaknesses of, being a lowlife because I couldn't walk all the way without being out of breath. I also had asthma, which at the time I told her that, but she didn't care. let's see. Also, when her mother would come over to visit, she'd say, "How are you ladies doing? Are you getting along? Are you having a good time?" "Oh yeah, Mom, we're fine, we're fine. We're just hanging out, we're just talking, whatever." And we weren't just talking, and we weren't just fine, and there was a lot of coldness towards me from her. And so she was lying to her mother. Basically, we had to pretend like everything was okay, and I didn't dare say it wasn't, because the glares that she gave me could, like, kill you on the spot, emotionally. So I went along with the pretense, and that wasn't me. I'm not a pretender, and I'm not a phony. So it was really hard for me. But I went along with it to keep the peace, and they liked that, because that's what they're all about, is portraying an image, even if that image is not true. I'm going to try to get through this last one, but if I get caught off, I will have to continue it on the next video. So we'll see how far it lets me go. The last thing, the seventh thing, they do not like showing emotions. And if you show emotions, you are weak. But that's about you, not them, and they're fine sometimes if you want to be emotional, as long as you're not in public and embarrassing them. But they do not like showing emotions. And when I confronted her when her friend died, a very young girl who had hung out with her and associated with her closely, and I said, "Why aren't you crying? Why aren't you upset? I feel like I should put my arms around you and comfort you." She just had like no emotion whatsoever.